The Maputo Protocol, adopted by the African Union in 2003, is a powerful charter that guarantees African women the right to health, education, leadership, and protection against discrimination. Uganda ratified the protocol in 2010, but made a reservation on Article 14 regarding reproductive health, which has sparked ongoing debates about its full implementation. Mrs. Susan Achen, Program Coordinator at Uganda Women's Network, highlighted the workshop's aim, bringing the knowledge gap among women's organizations and tackling technical and financial hurdles to implementing the protocol.
Was to raise awareness and knowledge about the protocol as an instrument for women's rights and advocate for it to become the instrument of choice when women's rights actors are designing programs, initiatives, interventions for protection of women's rights.
Meanwhile, Ms. Beatrice Masi Atara, an advocate and advisor at Youth Advocacy Network, called for the protocol's popularization, arguing that reproductive health rights must empower women with choice while maintaining strict ethical guidelines.
Maputo Protocol has to be popularized. It's a very great paper, and if it was enacted and somewhat put to be active in the courts, I think it would help many women whose rights are being oppressed. And if the citizens were sensitized about the Maputo Protocol, it would be a good thing because it is very unpopular. Regardless of Uganda ratifying the paper, there has been less action plans that have been happening by government to ensure that this protocol has been put in place.
Businesswoman and representative Ms. Tracy Akumo expressed mixed feelings about Article 14, which addresses abortion, calling for policies that balance maternal health with moral concerns.
The article, I believe that if it's like the abortion thing, if it threatens the mother's health, then the possibility of termination would be a good idea to opt for it. But if it doesn't threaten the mother's health, and also if the baby can live, I think it's okay to come through with it. But then also, like these decisions, it takes, as a person, can you handle it? Like if that baby comes out and it's affected somehow, because they talked about defects. In order for them to opt for abortion, you don't just opt for an abortion just because, you went, you misbehaved, and then now you're carrying and you don't want the baby anymore. But the other thing is, I believe that if a lot of emphasis is put on, on the dangers of abortion first of all, because there are girls that actually do it by themselves, which is really bad.
The Uganda Women's Network is celebrating 30 years of promoting women's rights and has pledged to remain committed to breaking barriers and advancing equality for all Ugandan women.
As a nation, the government of Uganda ratified the Maputo Protocol in 2010, and that meant that Uganda is obliged. It means that Uganda is now obliged to act towards implementation of that protocol.
As the Maputo Protocol continues to challenge societal norms and inspire change, women's rights advocates are calling for increased action, funding, and awareness to turn its promises into reality. The future of gender equality in Uganda hinges on these efforts. Story compiled by Job Ronnie Okot for Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.